This one's going out to all my coaster bros. So today's topic is something that's been kind of a long time coming. Like, we've known this was going to happen for a year now, but it just finally went into place. And that is Six Flags. One of the biggest juggernauts in the American coaster theme park industry has merged with Cedar Fair, one of the other ones. So I was originally gonna do a cool little tier list of all the Six Flags Cedar Fair parks to celebrate the merger, but turns out that no one's really done something on tier list for it, and I don't feel like making one myself. So instead, you guys are gonna get my unhinged, slightly unedited thoughts on everything that's happening. Starting things off, let's rip the band-aid off right here, right now. Basically, on the Solid channel has known a certain park in this chain, in this new chain, that is now part of this new chain, that I have basically grown up with my entire life, from my first amusement park rides to it basically being my home park, even though I haven't visited it in years since a certain attraction was torn down viciously. It's Kings Island's Vortex. Here's Vortex picture. This is, look at this. I don't think I've ever shown this. From the Paramount years, like my first ride. One of my first rides with my family. 2000. It's over 24 years now. But Kings Island is now, as well as Cedar Point, Six Flags Park. So we're going to have Six Flags over Ohio, Six Flags over Ohio. A lot of people are going to be saying things about this. A little history lesson for you. I just showed it off right there. It said Paramount Kings Island on this picture frame. This is the second time this park has been bought out. The Paramount Park eventually turned into Cedar Fair when Paramount sold out, and now the Cedar Fair merger into Six Flags. So no real news there. If you think about it, Kings Island anyways was Coney Island 2.0 because of all the flooding issues that they decided to move it inland to where the plot land is. And you all know the story of that. I've done it in other videos. But long and short of it, Kings Island, my home park that I haven't visited since they took down Vortex, except that one year that I went for a ride, and that's like the best of the tiniest giga coaster in the world. It's a Six Flags now, yay. I might finally get to visit the park again when I do the giant Six Flags pass. But like I said, no news there. Been bought it plenty of times, just like a handful of the other Cedar Fair parks. Speaking of which, let's go on to the map now, shall we? I'm going to show off all these properties that Six Flags now owns. Where is the map? There should be a map here. There it is. Alright, so this chunk of land, this is the official Six Flags map now. Showing off all, was it 42 things that they own, I believe? Now, in between all of their water parks and amusement parks, look at this big old list. So where to start? I guess we should go off of like the parks I've been to, talk about experience or whatever. Maybe even smaller. Whee! Traveling the seats. Obviously, like I said, I'm right here in this Ohio area, so like Kings Island is where I go all the time. CP used to be like once a year thing. I haven't really done too much recently, but I'll get on Dragster when it opens, I guess. Then, like, really, I'm basically in the middle of Cedar Fair Junction, going from things like Michigan's Adventure up there, Kings Dominion, Carowinds, Dorney, like, Carowinds, Kings Dominion. I already said that. Basically, this entire section right here, this entire loop, this was all Cedar Fair. And it's all Six Flags now, so, like, this is all Six Flags, but the closest parks to me that were Six Flags still are St. Louis, which I did a video of recently. Make sure you check that out. Over here in Chicago World and down in Georgia. So, like, those are all the driving distance ones with me. But then if you think about the other out of proximity, going from Cedar Fair to Six Flags, which really shows off why I was a Cedar Fair person before. Like I said, you got this whole loop of Cedar Fair right here. Even moving up a little bit further, Canada's Wonderland is one I've been meaning to get to for a while, which honestly isn't too bad. Just go, yum. Then you got a couple over here in this area with Worlds of Fun and Valley Fair. I'm in Valley Fair yet. That's another one on the chopping block. And then everything else in the whole Cedar Fair section, ending up flying all the way over here to California. I got meow meow. Well, guess what? There's also some Six Flags out here. Meow meow. I actually did a trip down here a couple years ago, and it's super awesome. I need to check out these parks eventually, especially because this one is not too long for this world, unfortunately. Yeah, outside of that, Six Flags really had a big cornerstone on this region and this region, if you think about it. There's a couple parks in Texas, including the original one. I've been down to Fiesta a couple times, and you go back down there for some of the new hotness, or, you know, Houston, going to the original RMC. Another callback to St. Louis. They also have Mr. Freeze. I freaking love Mr. Freeze. Then this in general area, I've been meaning to fly out to this year. It's just, my theme park year has been absolutely hectic. It's a tale and a half that I don't really need to tell here on this channel, but long and short of it, I've not gotten any use out of my Six Flags pass outside of the St. Louis trip. I'm gonna want to either drive up to Darien Lake, or flying out to New England to do some things, or flying out to New Jersey to get round 2 on that, because another tale and a half of why El Toro is not on my top 25 list, even though I've been on it. So that's real quick overview of their new area. You can see they cover a lot of this right side of the map, but in general, like Northwest, what's up real estate? I mean, there's some stuff here and there's some stuff here, but what's up this entire region? It's so weird that like they're saying that nowadays everything's within a drive of anything. But like, yeah, if you live on the eastern half of the United States, sure. Unless you're like down here in Florida, Alabama, where you have to drive around a couple states, you have this entire area is now Six Flags territory, which is great. Have fun over here in the West, I guess. Just go move to California. But the big thing here is a lot of people are saying that this is going to be a monopoly because they own 42 parks now. They own so much things. Let me show you something real quick. I'm going to do split screen. This is cool. I didn't know I could do this until recently. Boop. Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe. Some real-time editing right there. So we have side by side now the Six Flags map with the first big map of all the parks in the United States that I could find. I'll do a little compare and contrast right now. You can see them side by side, and I'm just gonna go with this. There we go. Scrolling around a little bit. So, like I said, Six Flags has a lot of stuff in this side. However, it's not all that. Like, case in point, even my area in the Ohio area, I'm like right here-ish, where there's like all the Cedar Fair. Stop calling it that. Six Flags. Six Flags. Six Flags. Six Flags. Six Flags. But like in the middle of all that, you still have things like Kentucky Kingdom. You have things like the Pigeon Forge area, which Hershey, these are both Hershey parks. Also a Hershey park. One of the best Hershey parks. Freaking love Silver Dollar City. You have the entire area in between the Ohio and the Chicago area, the Illinois area. You have a couple of Indiana parks. Case in point, Indiana Beach. Freaking Holiday World. This is gold right here. These independent parks are fantastic. Moving on to the, I can't even go to this, Pennsylvania right here. They have Dorney Park now. Dorney got cool new coasters here. But like until you get to this northeast section where they have all of the New York, New Hampshire, new whatever states these are parks. Pennsylvania. Can we just say real quick, Kennywood. Freaking, I'm gonna click on these and they're gonna be the wrong order. Lakemont, no one cares about Lakemont. Hershey Park, Dutch Wonderland is another thing. Knoebels, Phoenix. Where's the other good one that's down here? There's another good one that's right here. That might be Dorney I'm thinking of, but like, you see, you have to like run through this entire gamut of really good parks just to get back to Six Flags Land. Going down to other areas that they don't control. Do you know what Florida is? Do you know how you get to like all your Disneys, all your Universals, all your freaking Busch Gardens? Busch is another thing. They own Busch Gardens in both there and up in Virginia, where there's a couple of Six Flags parks. They also own all the SeaWorld parks, which that's, you got one in Texas by all there. You got one up in California by all there. Like there's other chains that still dominate with Six Flags, and even though it's not as prevalent, there are a few things in this basically empty northern area. So let me go back to this map. Long and short of it, Six Flags does not have a monopoly on the U.S. industry at all. They just have a lot of stuff to it. Outside of the parks itself, let's talk about like just what this means, I guess, for the chain owning a butt ton of properties. Investments is going to be a little weird. I mean, like I said, they don't have a monopoly. They do still have various other companies to compete with, so like it's not like they're just going to say, oh hey, we don't need to invest anything in big attractions anymore or in park improvements to make it look nice. It's just going to be a lot harder to manage, I assume, with them essentially doubling up on their properties. And how to say it, Six Flags never really had the best sense of timing. I mean, you've seen like how long it takes for some of their rides to be constructed versus what it used to be at Cedar Fair. But also look at what happens at Cedar Fair. Dragster, Top Thrill Tree, whatever it's called. In general, I think it's just like we're still gonna see everything, and just might be a lot slower, a lot more diverse. They might have to sell off properties, of course, so you have to think about your smaller ones like your Six Flags Americas, your, I hate saying Valley Fair because that was originally half of the original Cedar Fair. A little history lesson right there. Cedar Fair was Cedar Point plus Valley Fair. That's how I got the company name. But that park, the Minnesota is not really the best location. I know it's pretty prone to flooding. So I might have the curse of Coney Island there. What else is small that they own? Frontier City? No, I think they have to keep Frontier City. It's in a pretty isolated area and has okay thing. Comment down below what properties you think Cedar Fair, Six Flags might have to flip in order to stay afloat. And again, these don't have to instantly be sold. Like we've seen, case in point, Kentucky Kingdom used to be a Six Flags park at one point. Got bought out by the original owners, and they're doing a great job. And then it got bought out by Hershend, and that's the story for another day. But I still think this park is pretty good. Just needs some tender loving care. In terms of management, we've seen that Mr. Zimmerman is going to be the new CEO. So he's going to be in charge of all the big things. He's the Cedar Fair guy, so we'll see a bunch of management that style. And just Six Flags is like the brand. If you go to amusement parks, if you ask any general public AGP what an amusement park is in this great land of free, they're going to say Six Flags. They're not going to know what Cedar Fair is unless they are local to the Cedar Fair area. They're going to say Six Flags, and they're going to say Disney World. So again, the brand there is great. As far as we know, every Cedar Fair park is going to keep its name. So we're not going to see like Six Flags Valley Fair, Six Flags World of Fun, something like that yet. Maybe in the future, once again, funny graphic. We're back, baby. I think Coaster Studios probably said it best in their analysis video of all the different things I've watched so far since the announcement's gone official, in that essentially the Six Flags half is really good in innovating rides. They're not afraid to try new things. They're not afraid to just spread them out like wildfire wherever they need to go. And they're not afraid of making those risky investments and maybe to get big cool things. Cedar Fair, on the other hand, they specialize in food. Like good, yummy, actual good food. Because Six Flags people, you already know what I'm going to say about the meal plan there and quality. There's a reason I never opt for a food plan when I get a Six Flags pass. Cedar Fair, though, does a great job with their culinary physique. You can especially tell in the last few years that they've been spreading around different parks, and pretty much your investment for the year has been, here's a really cool new sit-down diner, here is a big bar. Once again, Kings Island, I hate seeing it because one of the big things they did took out Skyline, location number 2, which sucks to get rid of your home area's food specialities for something generic that's at the other parks, but whatever. I'm sure their Granny Grill's fine. I haven't tried it yet, but the ones I've been to at other parks are pretty good. Yeah, what else is there to say? Six Flags has a butt ton of parks now. It's going to be interesting seeing how they invest in the parks in the future, but we're looking at a fusion of potentially having some risky investments in getting new attraction styles and really good food options. So if that works, it could be good. That said, money go up. Money go up a lot. They're obviously going to need to recover from this huge merger, so they're probably going to be charging a little bit more in the near future to kind of make up for things. And if they do have a massive season pass, because nothing's going retroactive, sucks to only have invested in Six Flags this year and not having a Cedar Fair pass when Kings Island's right next door to me. But hopefully in the future, knock on wood. I know every coaster boy has said this, but knock on wood, Six Flags, please give us the great season pass that gives us access to 40-some parks. Be insane. And once again, I'm just going to go back to the map real quick. I am in this area right here. Right in the middle. So I have, if we get the multi-pass, this entire area becomes mine. And please, that would be fantastic. Even with places I'm thinking about moving to, because I might go like down here, I might go down here, I might go over here. That still isn't in this area. Honestly, West Virginia is looking pretty good right now. But I think that's all I got to say. I mean, kind of just obligatory as someone who talks about amusement parks at all at any point in time within the continental U.S., United States of America. I just gotta talk about it. We just gotta do the obligatory Six Flags merger video, and this is mine. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the merger? Where are you in this place? How many parks have you been to? What's your favorite park that you've been to of this chain? Of the new chain or of the old chain? And why does Northwest just kind of suck? I'm sorry, Northwestern coaster enthusiasts. You got Utah, you got some Iowa parks, freaking Lost Island. Everybody go to Lost Island, please. I cannot stress that enough, Lost Island. And of course, how much you think that the all park season pass is going to be, and why is it $500 for that with fast lanes and everything? God. It's going to be like Disney, I assume. I never got a season pass to Disney because there's no need for me to do it, but I assume that this Mega Pass is going to be like Disney level. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. If you want to help support me on this channel so I can afford to go to these parks in the future, that's going to be super expensive, make sure to check out my page on TCG Player. Help buy card game stuff, even though this is purely a coaster video. I don't really have other ways to make money. Everyone go subscribe because we get more subscribers, we get more viewers, and that means I might have more actual sponsors in the future, and I don't have to just go make a Patreon or something. But until next time, hopefully get Six Flags Park up sometime soon in the future. Maybe I'll finally go to Kings Island again to check out Adventure Express, my first coaster ever, and see its upgrades. Not the other new thing. That's going to be a part of the Anti-Kings Island video whenever I do an Anti-Kings Island video. Holiday World deserves theirs. And always, embrace the infinite. Dude, actually, Prowler, actually go ride this thing. If you're in Worlds of Fun, if you like Mystic Timbers, this is Mystic Timbers 2.0. I guess 1.0 is the original one. Point is, Prowler's good. And I need to go back and try Zambezi Zinger. That, it looks like. Got the whole, like, Spiral Lift Hill tribute to the first one. Yeah, this Worlds of Fun's good.